dressed up. We've dressed up. And we may have moved to threes at living room requests, but these are three very contrasting numbers.
As ever, this is Living Room Requests with Patricia Hammond and Matt Redman, and we're playing your requests, which you can make in the Living Room Request description by clicking the video description below. And we're going to start with one from Rog and from...
The music hall.
It is a music hall, but it's later than you think. The music hall.
Yes, that was surprising. Not 1890s, not even 1880s. It is... Not 1880s, not even 1990s. Never mind. Numbers and me. It's
from 1915, that's the point.
It's from 1915. And I was very surprised. Very surprised. It's called A Little of What You Fancy Does You Good, which you probably know already because it's in the description, isn't it? It's in the title. The title's the key.
But we have to at least keep the suspense that it's a real life concert.
That's right. Well, it is.
If you put that music there for me, I can play it.
And if I make a mistake, that's just what happens. So this is A Little of What You Fancy Does You Good, made famous and probably written for, I believe, Mary Lloyd. And nobody ever seems to really sing it. They just speak it.
Florrie Ford.
I never was a one to make it. Did Florrie Ford sing it?
Yeah, important, yeah.
I'll bet she sang it. I'm singing the tune that's given as much as I can. As a last word.
Well, if you ever listen to any recordings of popular music from the 1910s, I'm afraid that's basically how it goes. And that's how people played people off stage when they did a turn. And that's just part of the convention. It's like a little instrumental coda. That was where we'd go, oh, did you good? Da 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 da. Clap, Miss Patricia Hammond. And basically, this is a little zither banjo from the music hall and the parlour of the era just before the First World War. Crazy to think that's 1915, that song.
I know,
Can't believe it.
Way
seems like a reprint.
earlier. Is that all right? That looks like it's all... Oh, no, that's the way it's built. See, I don't know these things.
It's ebony and maple. That's called a compensated bridge. 3-foot compensated bridge. Anyway, that is that. Speaking of old banjos, I would love to have a fretless minstrel banjo for the next song, but actually, saving up for a harp guitar, American harp guitar. More on that later.
More on that.
And suffice to say, we dressed like this for this next song, and it's really great, and we thank them for the request.
Yes, thanks to my niece and nephew, Oren and Edie. Oren and Edie have requested 2 things, and this is the first of them. This is The Streets of Laredo, which is a wonderful cowboy song. We love doing cowboy songs. In fact, we've done a load of cowboy songs, and we'll put links in the description. If you pan down, what does it say? Read more.
Yeah.
You click on the little arrow, and down you go. And we'll put lots. We'll put a link to the cowboy playlist because we got one.
So if you want to request any Western songs, it can also be Canadian cowboy songs, German cowboy songs, Swiss cowboy songs, Australian, and anything, as well as antique ballads, sort of parlor cowboy songs, if you like, as well as from the movies, of course, 30s, 40s, 1950s, 1960s. Please do, because we love it.
So we decided...
Play your instrument over there.
There's my instrument. Oren and Edie, we decided to look into the very origin of this song, the very first time it was ever written about. And it is, of course, in the amazing Cowboy Songs and Other Frontier Ballads by John Lomax and Alan Lomax, Alan and John Lomax, father and son, in the 1910s, just before that last song you heard, went around to talk to all the old cowboys to get their songs from them, because the way of the cowboy was dying out.
Indeed.
With the advent of mechanization and a different way of herding. And so the cowboys were no longer around, and the cowboys all sang because they had to keep their cattle calm at night. And the longer the song, the better. So
but you'll be grateful to know that we're not going to do a million
all
verses.
the verses of this, but there are several, because the more that you have, the better. In fact, and there's all sorts of alternative versions. We're going to do the one that does mention Laredo.
Anyway. And if you like this, you can put a thumbs up or even subscribe to Patricia Hammond songs if you haven't already.
Oh, please subscribe.
Let's see how far we can go.
Yes.
Are you ready now? And you're happy with that?
I'm ready and I'm happy, and I'm going to do 6 of these verses.
All right.
And he's going to don the hat.
I get a thumbnail out of this.
Excellent, yes. As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a poor cowboy wrapped up in white linen, as cold as the clay. I see by your outfit that you are a cowboy. These words he did say as I boldly stepped by. Come sit down beside me and hear my sad story. I am shot in the breast and I know I must die. My friends and relations, they live in the nation, and they know not where their boy has gone. He first came to Texas and hired to a ranchman. Oh, I'm a young cowboy and I know I've done wrong. It was in the saddle I used to go dashing. Once in the saddle I used to go gay. First to the dram house and then water to cool my parched lips. The cowboy then said, before I returned, his soul had departed and gone to the roundup. The soldier was dead. I've done so many damned songs from the First World War. I sang soldier instead of cowboy. Okay, well, we don't edit.
No,
that's how it is. If anybody sings those words, they're gonna go, that's the Hammond version. Anyway, thank you very much, Oren and Edie. Soldier.
Now we're going to the Baroque or Baroque
We're going to
era.
the Baroque era. This is a request. Elisabeth has requested a few things, and there's one interesting one coming along. A heavy metal song is coming. Heavy metal. Do you even say that? It's just metal, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, a metal song she has requested is going to be in the next couple of ones, but in the meantime, I give you the metal of the 1600s, basically.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
So Elisabeth, this was Gerald's idea, who is Elisabeth's husband. This is from King Arthur, which is a masque by Purcell, and it was produced in 1691, but the libretto, the words were written in 1684 or 85, which was at around the time of what's known as the Little Ice Age and the Great Freeze, where in London, the Thames, there were no ships going in or out because it was completely frozen for a solid 2 months. And they had all the stalls and the shops were all on the Thames because it was frozen that thick for 2 months. And it was a devastating thing around Britain, the Great Freeze. And animals died, people starved, many, many, many people died. Anyway, in this scene, in this masque, which is set much, much before, it's called King Arthur, Cupid awakens the spirit of the cold, and the spirit of the cold comes rising out of the ground and sings this chilling song, which when I looked at it, I thought, this sounds an awful lot like Vivaldi's Winter, and which came 25 years after. And of course, Vivaldi admired Purcell. Everybody admired Purcell. An added irony you might think about when you listen to how vividly he evokes the cold. I believe that Purcell died of a chill when he and his wife had an argument, and he locked her out. And he got pneumonia, and that's why
she locked him out.
She locked him out.
Oh.
Did I say the other? Oh. My brain and my mouth are not connected today. Anyway, yeah.
So he died of bright. It's hard
he died of a chill, and so that adds to this.
Okay.
This sound. Matt, what are you going to play for this?
I'm going to play the mandocello because it's very chilling and eerie.
This will be the first time ever this has been performed with a mandocello.
Probably. We should stop saying that.
But it is true, though. Like this, yeah.
I just saw that's possible.
I just thought it would be really funny, like, our continuo player is ill. And suddenly a cowboy comes in. Hi, I can play it on a mandocello. You just give it to me. That's what's happening here. That rings for a while, doesn't it?
It had a little bit of a metal feel, really, to be honest. I can really hear that as a sort of heavy
I'll
metal.
bet it's been done.
Oh.
Thank you, Gerald and Liz and Rog and Oren and Edie and everybody for making this one possible.
Thanks so much. And if you want to subscribe, please do so. Tell more people about it and we'll keep living room requests going.
Yes.
Bye-bye.